115 bowlers. We are down to 5. And match 1, Parker-Bohn-III, fresh off his championship last week in Latham, New York, outside Albany. Head-to-head with Eric Forkel.
Parker just what we call out on here, out on tour, just he's on a roll. Looking for his 3rd victory this year.
Great start.
You know, a couple years ago, Eric was on a telecast that was on outside. He decided to wear some sunglasses. He won the tournament, and now he finds them as a good luck charm.
Miraculous comeback from a very serious accident. He's back on TV.
And they both start with almost the identical hit. They both snap that 7-pin out. Good way to start the match.
40 years old, from Chatsworth, California. Just about a year ago, he was sweeping some leaves and other branches that he had cut from a tree over his addition of his new house. Took one step back, fell through a skylight 13 feet down, and almost died. It was that serious.
And now here he is.
Incredible.
Oh, he almost trips the 6-pin into the 8. Real close to a strike. A game of inches out here.
Told us before this match he would be nervous. It's been so long since he's been in a television final.
You know, just to be able to be here and do what you love most, and bowling has been his whole life, and really just to be able to do this again. That's why he's here. Should be a routine spare, no problem for Eric.
Picks up the 8-pin spare for Eric Forkel in the 4th position.
You know, we have 2 of the technicians out here on our tour. Parker, really one of the classic styles. Eric Forkel, constantly working on some part of his game.
Great start, Parker-Bohn-III. All lefties. Let's see how they affect the lanes.
Well, this week we oiled to 24 feet, buffed to 38 feet. It's called the Christmas tree. And it has produced some pretty good scores on the left, but on the right they had just a little bit of trouble this week.
Parker told us before the match these 2 lanes in particular scored very well. He had his high score for the week in qualifying on these 2.
You know, there are pairs that players like during the week. Obviously, this is one of them.
Comes in high.
Well, not one of Parker's best shots. All right, Parker leaves the 2-4-7, a very common lead when you go high as a left-hander. He just didn't get it far enough left, and really not an easy spare. Players in the past who have had difficulty with this will chop the 2-pin straight back, but for Parker should be no problem. And he makes it.
Picks his spare up without much worry. Speaking of worry, there was some concern that Parker might be able to compete this week. He arrived Monday after his win in Latham. Very sick, had a bad flu, in the hotel room on his back, flat all of Tuesday. Glad to be here as well.
Eric playing a much more direct shot. Parker's playing around the 16th board, and Eric right around the 6th board. Just a little high on that shot. Fortunate to leave only the 2-pin. Should be a routine spare.
Still bothered by quite a bit of back pain. Has to go through about 20 days of rehab stretching, 20 minutes a day. Make sure his back is all right. Also 15 minutes a day in the hot tub. And he was glad the hotel here in Burlington had a good hot tub facility in their workout center area, because he said it really eases the pain considerably.
You know, during the qualifying rounds and during match play, once in a while Eric will show up with his back brace on. But he wants to do it without it. He wants to build those muscles back up, get back to the old Eric that we used to know, striking every ball.
Leaves it a little high again. Missed the pocket.
Well, Eric's probably got to assess what he did wrong there. Is it the lanes or is it him? Right now he's got a 2-7 split. The ideal way is to fit it right through the middle of him. Just nick the left side of the 2-pin, bounce it into the 7. If he gets lucky, he can hit it on the right side and throw the pin over there.
Let's see how he executes.
Come on. And he makes it.
Textbook. Forkel picks up his spare. We're underway. The 2001 Tar Heel Open from Burlington, North Carolina. The Country Club lanes west. More coming up. Fans coming from all over the South to watch the Tar Heel Open. Our first match is underway. Eric Forkel, last year's winner in the Albany area, Parker-Bohn-III.
Parker coming a little bit light. We saw the last time on this lane. It was a little bit heavy. Fortunate just to leave the 3-pin. Should be a routine spare. You know, with 5 left-handers on the show, there's going to be a lot of adjustments having to be made out there. The oil's getting moved around. It's getting used up. We heard Eric comment on that during the break.
3-pin goes down easily for Parker-Bohn-III. Hitting for his 27th career title, and as you saw, 2 wins already this year.
Good shots.
Parker, known as one of the nice guys on tour, 3-time winner of the Steve Nagy Sportsmanship Award.
Yes.
Defeated Chris Barnes last week. 210-187 in that final. Again, a little high, but it's a break.
And that's a big break. It's a much easier spare. Saves a pin and count. Guys are a little bit confused early here. Should roll this hard and straight at it. Virtually no hook.
Let's get a double.
Looking for the save. He's got it. You can tell by his reaction, Brian, he is a little bit discombobulated out there.
Well, you know, you're playing on something you can't see. When these guys are rolling balls out there, they're using up oil in the front part of the lane. You've got to anticipate it sometimes. Eric looking for a strike on the right lane.
That's the pocket.
What you got?
Now, we talked before this match with Eric Forkel about his dramatic return to a PBA Tour final and what it means to him emotionally.
I think for me it's a victory to be in the Final 5, but of course when you lace up your shoes and get on the approach and now you're bowling against the best, the adrenaline gets you going and you'd like to win, of course.
So not just satisfied with being here.
He's here to win, as all players are, but with a strike here can take a 2-pin lead as we enter the midway point of the match. Just nicks the 7-pin. He liked that one, folks. And now Parker on the right lane struggled a little bit. Now, like we always say, the player really knows whether he's making really good shots or if the lanes are changing. And we'll see what he does here on the right lane.
That's the one.
You could hear Parker, as soon as he let go of it, that's better. All right, good match. He's going out to about the 12th board, just an absolutely perfect shot.
Leslie Beamish, his fiancée, to be married this summer. We saw her on the broadcast last week from Latham with Jim Kelly.
Parker trying to answer him. Well, as soon as he let go, he said it's got to hook. That means he fed it a little bit too far left.
Just to give you an update on the honeymoon situation. Remember last week that was discussed on the broadcast?
That's correct.
So far, Parker has not had a destination in mind. However, he thinks somewhere in the Pacific Islands. That's the idea. That's all he's going to reveal right now.
No
Picks up a
problem with
spare.
the spare.